Om Shanti. Today Baba says that there are many people in the world who ask why God created this world of sorrow, and that we don't want to live in this world of sorrow. So we should just go back and live in mukti, or go back to the incorporeal world, our home, and just be there. That is the aim of most people in the world who do bhakti. But Baba tells us that this is an eternally predestined drama, and nobody is going out of this drama. So this is a drama and we are actors, and every actor must play his part in this drama. So there is nothing like, permanent exit from this drama, and nobody gets that exit. So even if somebody lives in the soul world for 4,000 years, for 1,000 years they will have to be here. So whether you come in the beginning, middle or end, but you have to play your part. And Baba tells us that there is no problem with this predestined drama. And in some murlis, Baba has used this description that this drama is very well designed, and Baba loves the drama. So Baba says that you are not in sorrow because of the way the drama is, but you are in sorrow because of the expectations you have, the attachment you have, and because of that, the expectations you have. And because of the belief systems that you're carrying, it is that which is responsible for your sorrow. So when you play your part in this drama in a knowledgeful state, so now Baba gives us the knowledge, and Baba also gives us the maryadas, or the boundary for our attitude, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions. And Baba says, when you operate within your boundary, then you will not feel any trace of sorrow. It is because you don't understand the knowledge, and it is because you don't imbibe it in your attitude, and then you have attachment and expectation, that you feel the sorrow that you feel. So Baba tells us that A, there is no exit from the drama, and B, that the drama is not, in the drama is not something that gives you sorrow. It is lack of knowledge that gives you sorrow. So, for example, Baba gives us the knowledge that when a soul leaves a body, then it takes another body. So, basically what is happening is souls are changing costumes. But when you are in Ravan Rajya, then you think that this person died, whereas they didn't die, because the person is the soul, and the soul is imperishable. So the soul never dies. So if you're soul conscious, if you are aware that you're a soul, then you would never have the experience of the sorrow of death. If it is the death of the own, leaving the body that you are in, or having attachment with the body of others, that won't be there. So that sorrow that is experienced when one leaves its own body, or they watch somebody else leave their body, that sorrow is just an outcome of not being soul conscious. And I remember that, when it was COVID and many people were leaving bodies, and then somebody told me that so many people died and I'm in great sorrow. So I told them nobody died, they only changed costume. And they looked at me like I'm some kind of, very insensitive person talking like this. But that's the truth, even if it's many people leaving the body together, it's just souls who are changing costumes. Nothing else is going on. So Baba says that because you don't have the knowledge, and because you have started having attitudes and you feelings and thoughts which are dictated by the belief systems that Ravan has given you, that's why you experience sorrow. Now, let us take a few examples. So, Baba also tells us today that when a child is little, then, there is so much love and attachment with the child, but then later the child behaves in a manner that he insults his own parents, and then the parents get very upset about it and they feel sorrow. But the thing is, you see, we have a lot of body consciousness, and body consciousness is the main reason why we are sorrowful. So when we are body conscious, you see, the first law is we perceive as we are. So if I think I am a body, then I look at everybody as a body, everybody as a role, everybody as a relationship. I don't see the soul that they are. Now, when you are dealing with souls, every soul is just a soul, but when you look at them in the guise of the relationship, so when you say my son, my daughter, you forget that that is a soul. Yes? Do you remember that's a soul? And what does it mean? What does it mean when I say, do you remember that that is a soul? So what happens when you remember that is a soul? So when you remember that is a soul, then you know that a soul has had a long journey. And according to that journey, every soul of course has original sanskars, but a soul has a lot of acquired sanskars also. And 63 births of acquired sanskars means the soul is capable of anything, any kind of sanskar that you think is a bad sanskar, that could be a part of the soul. But when you say my child, there is an expectation that this child would be just like me. And then you don't accept anything that is not like you in the child. And then, when that sanskar is manifested and the child behaves rudely, badly, or, the child is talking in a certain manner, then you get very upset because you feel that this is my child and then they are talking like this or behaving like this. But the thing is, every soul is capable of every kind of behavior because they are not who you think they are. They have had a very unique journey, and I think that the greatest illusion that we live in is that I know somebody. Yes? Do you ever think that I know somebody? Because you don't know yourself. So when you think about yourself, there are many times that you create thoughts, you end up behaving in a certain manner, and you're surprised by yourself that how can I have such thoughts, or how can I behave in this manner, or how could I speak this word. So if you can surprise yourself with your behavior, that means you don't know yourself. So 63 births of sanskars we have, all in Ravan Rajya, and they range from bad to nasty. And then when when we were not in Gyan, then what we did is, whenever an impure sanskar came up, we would very conveniently blame somebody else. We would say it's because of this person's words or behavior, or it's because of the atmosphere, or I remember there was one sister and she behaved really badly. And then she said that I was not well, so my body was not, I had fever and I was not well, so I behaved like this. So I said, see, it's okay, I don't mind you behaving like this. I have full empathy with you, but the thing is, don't fool yourself into thinking that you behave like this because you're unwell. You behave like this because you're capable of behaving like this. And if you just, so in Ravan Rajya, what we did is, we came to our worst behaviors, and then we said, it's because of this person, it's because of the atmosphere, it's because I'm hungry. So, people say hangry. So they say, when I'm hungry, I'm angry. But no, you're not angry because you're hungry. You're hungry is a separate issue, but you're angry because you're an angry person. So that's your sanskar. So Baba says that, we have done this for so long that, and people say, in old age I get cranky and this and that, and then, in certain health situations I get like this. But how would you do that if you didn't have the sanskar for doing it? So Baba tells us that we have to understand that we don't know ourselves, and whenever we got a glimpse of our sanskars, we just shoved it aside and said that no, it's not my sanskar, it's because of this situation. Now, of course, that situation is the stimulus to trigger that sanskar, but the sanskar is my own. So I have to embrace it, admit it. But we didn't do this in Ravan Rajya. Now, when we come to Gyan, I don't know whether you have started doing it or you are doing it, but the right thing to do in Gyan is to see yourself, to look at your behavior, your words, your thoughts objectively, and know your sanskars. And when you come to know that, then don't be scared of them, because you have the knowledge, right? That 63 births we've taken in Ravan Rajya, so there is nothing to be ashamed of it. There is nothing to feel scared of it. There is nothing to, you don't need to avoid it. You don't need to run away from it. You need to understand that now I have to work on it. And the more you know your sanskars, the more you know that you need to remember Baba, and you need to meditate, and you need to draw in the light and might from Baba. So when you start knowing yourself, you will have a lot of regard for Baba, and you will attach a lot of value that Baba has come here and he has given us this vidhi for sanskar parivartan, this method for sanskar parivartan, which is sitting in Baba's remembrance and seeing myself as the child of God, because Baba is everything pure, peaceful and powerful. So as I sit in the awareness that this is my Baba and I'm made in his image and I am the child and I have the same qualities as my father, then the original sanskars in me, they start to emerge. And then all the impure sanskars, they start to merge. So the more you become self-aware, because you see, self-awareness is a very big journey, and most people, even if you study spiritual knowledge, you don't have self-awareness. So you know that you are a soul, your original sanskars are peaceful, powerful, loveful. But do you know what your acquired sanskars are? And do you know how vastly different you are now from your original self, your original blueprint? And then do you make that effort to come back to your original sweet, peaceful, powerful, loveful stage through Baba's remembrance? That is the main thing. And when you know yourself, then you know that it's not easy to know anybody. And I remember there was this one person who asked me about somebody else, and they said that, so that person about whom they asked has been a student in this center for 15 years. And then they asked me that, so what are they like? So have they overcome lust and anger? And I said, I don't know. So they said, no, but you observe them. I said, even if I observe somebody for 24 hours, you can never know who they are. So I don't live in that illusion that I know somebody, and that's why I'm never surprised by anybody's behavior. So, because you live in that illusion that you know somebody, you are shocked when they don't behave according to what you think who you think they are. So I am never surprised by anybody's behavior. So if somebody has been very good for 10 years and suddenly they change their behavior, I'm never surprised. Why? Because I have no illusion that I know somebody. So I just know that, this is a soul and they are making effort for self-improvement, and it is my duty to help them, support them in their journey. But I have no illusions that I know this person or know that person. Even with people we live under one roof, I don't have such illusions. So Baba says that, you must know that everybody is a soul and everybody has had a very long journey. And by saying my child, my spouse, my parents, my brother, my sister, don't create that illusion that you know them and they should be like this. Another thing is they should be like this. But there is no should be, it is what it is. So should be is a very big problem. So there is no should be. Get rid of all the shoulds. It is what it is. And if it is not like you think it should be, then you are in great trouble, because nobody else is in great trouble, because they are just behaving the way they need to be. They need to, because they are who they are. But you will be in trouble because your expectations and reality will not match. So Baba says that because of this lack of knowledge of the soul, you experience so much sorrow. And when there is a relationship between children and parents, one has to be very careful that you don't think that the child is an extension of you and they are like you, or they are supposed to be like you, because they are nothing like you. So they are very different, their journey has been different, that's a different soul. And then you will not be betrayed by your expectations. And if the child is not behaving correct, then you will be able to support them in their journey of self-improvement rather than being shocked and dismayed by their behavior. Because when you get shocked by somebody's behavior, then you cannot support them, after that. You feel betrayed, so you leave them. But the thing is, you are a soul, and that is a soul, and you are in knowledge, so you can support every soul on their journey of self-improvement. So this is one thing that we need to internalize. Second thing is, when we are not talking about close relationships, but we are betrayed, we feel betrayed, and when you feel betrayed, you feel very upset and sorrowful. So you feel betrayed even in short-term relationships. Yes, and why? Because you are trying to build your expectation of who somebody is based on their educational qualification, how they dress, they look, how they conduct themselves, and you build a whole set of expectations about who they are. And then when you interact with them, they exhibit sanskars which you didn't expect, and then you feel betrayed. And there was this one friend of mine in college, I remember, and she used to talk really well, and she had a lot of philosophical knowledge. So she would always talk about being ethical and being right and this and that. And then after some time, she took some money from me and never returned. And then she lied about it, that I didn't take it from you. And I was not, and I felt a lot of sorrow, but it was not about the money. So it was not the money that I lost that made me feel sorrowful, but I felt like, how could this person do this? And I was very shocked. And then I went home and I felt like I lost somebody, or I lost a relationship, and then that trust was broken, and I felt really bad. And then I had to be consoled by my parents. And today when I look back, I think about it, that when you just try to figure out somebody based on what they talk, how they or their physical parameters like their educational status or post position or their physical personality and appearance, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Yes, and then I remember there was this one girl, and she had come and she told me that there was somebody in her office, and they behaved really helpfully, and then that person later on they just they made her participate in a scandal in office, and it was a financial scandal they were part of, and because he was very helpful, she had trust on him, and then he made her part of that scandal. So she was naive and she listened to him, and then she felt very betrayed. So we have to understand that every soul can be, and it's not a big problem. Even if you get caught up in a scandal, it's not a big problem, because you can come out of it. But the bigger thing is the trauma you create through feeling betrayed. So where that trauma is the bigger trauma. And Baba says that all of this happens because of lack of knowledge, and just one piece of knowledge that you are a soul and everybody is a soul, and they are not what they have, what they do, what they look like, or the present status position. They are not that. So if you hold this in your awareness, you will not be betrayed. And then if you hold in your awareness that every scene in the drama is temporary. So, Baba says that the drama is created second by second. And 1 second doesn't match the other second. So, no 2 seconds are the same. So, do you understand that change is the reality of this drama? And the drama changes second by second. So what is your relationship with change? Whether it is change of the physical costume of the body, or change of any circumstance, or change of any atmosphere, what is your relationship with change? Because that in the drama, a change is just a change. But if you don't understand that, then you take the change as, this is something bad that happened, this is tragic that happened, and this shouldn't have happened. And these are the kinds of things that make you very upset. So Baba says that because of lack of knowledge, you are experiencing sorrow. Sorrow is not a product of, the world as it is, but when you are not knowledgeful, then you experience sorrow. And when you stay in your limitations, when you stay in the maryadas and the boundaries that Baba teaches us, then you will never experience sorrow. Then Maya cannot take control of you. And what is the boundary that Baba gives us? Do not engage in impure action, do not attach, yes, do not be body conscious. And if you take care of these boundaries, then you will never be in sorrow. Let me tell you another example of how knowledge makes you come out of sorrow. So there is one sister, and she told me that she gave an exam and she failed in it. And then when the exam, she was attempting it again, then she started having panic attacks. And then she said that I was constantly thinking about, history repeating itself. And then she told me, but you see, sister, we can't get rid of our past, can we? So if the past is of failure, then of course, I will have thoughts of failure. And then I told her that according to knowledge, where is the past? Where is the past? Does the past exist? The past only exists in your memory. Yes, so the past exists in your memory, and in your memory, you are holding that story about the past which you told yourself. So it is very easy and very natural for you to get rid of the story that you told yourself. It's not a big deal to get rid of the story that you told yourself, because that past that we are talking about doesn't exist today. It is just a story that I told myself, and that story exists in my memory. And if you want to get rid of the past, if you don't want the past to influence your future, then what do? You change your story about what happened in the past. And Baba says that if you know from knowledge that everything that happens in the drama is benevolent, and you believe in it. So, Baba, one of the things that Baba teaches us is faith in the drama. And faith in the drama means that the drama is always benevolent. And if you have that faith and you change that story, that it happened, and it happened not to me but for me, and everything that happened because it is for my good, that there was some benefit in it. So if you miss a flight, then you missed it because you needed to be somewhere else. If you had something which didn't go your way, then there is a reason why it didn't go your way. And if you tell this story to yourself, then you will not create trauma about your past. But because we think that I know best and I know what was good for me, and if it had happened according to me, only then it would be benevolent. If you live with this idea, then you create a lot of sorrow. So Baba says that if you understand the knowledge of the soul, if you take power from Baba, if you understand the knowledge of the drama, and you change your attitude and calibrate your attitude in this knowledgeful, with this knowledge at the base, then you will never feel the sorrow or the negative emotions that you feel in Kali Yuga. So this is Baba's teaching today. And then Baba today says that doing ordinary seva is fine, but the real seva is when you can create an atmosphere of unity in diversity, and you can make right that which is spoilt. Yes, so if everybody is good and everybody has good sanskars, then living with them is not a big deal. But if everybody has difficult sanskars, and then you are able to create an atmosphere of peace there, and everybody is different and still you are able to bring about that unity, then that's the real seva that Baba wants us to do. Yes, not that whenever you find an atmosphere which is not conducive, you start complaining to Baba and tell Baba that Baba, I am meditating so much, why are you giving me these challenges? That's not how it works. But how do you bring about unity outside? Only when you have unity inside. And what is unity inside? When you are in the remembrance of one Baba, when you are following the directions of one Baba, and when you have love and faith for just one Baba, then you will be able to have unity outside. Because when, so you see, when there is an orchestra, then what happens is they don't practice together. What they do is they practice tuned into the main note. Yes, so they practice on the on the frequency they want to play. And when they all individually master that frequency, then together they are in harmony. So Baba says, similarly, when you create harmony within by remembering Baba and creating a harmonious self and taking care of your actions by following Srimad, then you will be in such a powerful state that you will be able to harmonize with everyone. And you cannot harmonize with everyone by trying to harmonize with them. But you can harmonize with everyone outside by working on yourself individually. And when you do that, then you will be able to create an atmosphere and create harmony with your with the companions that you are operating with, and you can create a world of unity by harmonizing within and creating unity within. Okay, Om Shanti.